Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. I am Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños. Again, here is another State of the UAAP episode. To all our new subscribers, welcome to the show. To those who haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And let's talk about some the first two games of this UAAP weekend on Saturday, yesterday. NU versus UST, Ateneo versus Adamson. Okay, final scores were NU 64, 67 to 64 in favor of the UST Growling Tigers and 60 to 51 in favor of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Now let's talk about that NU UST game first. Okay, so uh heading to this game, inisip din NU would be coming guns ablazing after that big loss to UP. And but then again, UST is streaking coming off of that loss. Is it? Yes, UST coming off of that loss versus Adamson. So both teams coming off losses heading into this game. Both eager to bounce back. But UST still came up out on top. Okay. Top scorer for this game was Mo Tongkara, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. So again, it still shows na if Tongkara is effective, is producing, most likely USC will get the win. On the other hand, Steve Nash Enriquez stopped scoring for NU with 17 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. After that, Jake Figueroa with 11 and 9, 1 assist, 5 turnovers for Jake Figueroa. Then Christian Manaytay going up big for UST, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 turnovers for him, 1 steal. Up next is, of course, Nick Caballero with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Okay, so medyo weird pa rin makita si Nick Caballero not being the top scorer of UST. I think he did something with his shooting form na parang iniba niya. So hindi ko alam kung naapektuhan yun. But then, yun nga, but then since ngayon meron siyang katulong, siguro ngayon yung individual numbers niya will drop down. But other players are stepping up as well, which is good for them. Getting wins at that. And of course, Padrigao here with 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 turnovers as well. So actually, in this game, UST committed 19 turnovers compared to NU's 13. So had they not committed this much, comparing it to with respect to NU's numbers, siguro they would have won this with a better advantage. Not committing that much turnovers compared to NU. Kasi if we look at the quarter scoring, we're tied at for the first quarter, 16 all. Second quarter, 18 for NU, 16 for UST. Same thing as the third quarter, 18 for NU, 16 for UST. And then UST on the fourth quarter, going up big, 19 points for UST and 12 only for NU. So this gave them the leeway down the stretch with Padrigao, was it Caballero making big shots, Manaytay as well, and Tungkara. So that's where they pulled away on during crunch time. So yeah, on the clutch. So yeah, still good 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 outing for UST. Leading by as much as 5 and you having the biggest lead at 8. And for the starters points, even sila, 48 for NU, 47 for UST, Fast break points 12 for UST, 3 for NU. Off turnovers, again, emphasizing the turnovers ng UST. NU scored 15 points off turnovers compared to UST's only 4. So that's how much they gave away, UST gave away to NU off of their turnover. So had they minimized this, say what? Let's say bawasan ng 5 ng turnover, that this could have been 10 points off at least of this turnover stat. Okay. NU still, I don't know, they're still having that, for me, that struggle when it comes to getting results. As we mentioned nga nung ano, as we mentioned nung simula nung season, this NU team pretty much is an intact team with their core pretty much been together with what, 3 seasons in. So for me, parang they should have, well, they're medyo kulang sila ng FSA kasi nga nawala si Diasana. So that could be something na they're really struggling with. But the others, sila Humamoy, sila Figueroa, they're producing numbers. Palacelo is being amazing. Pero siguro kulang. Hindi, kulang eh. Kulang yung, is it the effort? Is it the execution? Posible. Because if you look at the field goal percentage, NU finished with 36% field percentage, 22 out of 61 field goals, while UST finished with 41%, 21 out of 51 field goals. Though NU attempted more, pareho lang sila ng, kumbaga they had better chances. Siguro attributing that to UST's turnovers. But in the end, they just made as much field goals as that of UST. In terms of free throws naman, medyo masama din. NU made 11 out of 20 free throws, which is only 55%. And UST made, medyo masama rin actually, 18 out of 27 free throws, only 67%. So at least doon medyo tapat sila on this game. I'm seeing the trend now that talagang UP and Lasal are some sort of outliers talaga this season. And teams 3 to 8 pretty much play similarly. Low field goal percentage, high high shot attempts, shot making. Then on the 3-point end, mataas din. NU attempted 28 3-pointers and USC attempted 24. So parang ganun yung trend. What's with UP and Lasal, if we may, is that they get to have a higher field goal percentage compared to the other teams. Kaya the results are there. So that's the main difference between the top 2 teams compared to the other teams. And if this continues, more or less, nga, na it's gonna be UP in the finals. But then again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm just saying na I'm seeing this type of trend now na kung ganito nga ang mangyari and consistent or constant to maging mangyari this season, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So, considering na if you are, generally speaking from an outsider's point of view, if you are one of the lower teams, not UP and Lasal, you would want to get secure your wins against the teams that are not named UP and Lasal in this league. Because if you want to get into Final Four, you have to secure those early on especially here in the first round pa lang para um, ibaon ka na heading into the if you want to head into the postseason. Now, if we think about it now, we are halfway through after this weekend. We are halfway through the first round of season 87. Kaya right now, if I'm not mistaken, there is a an accordion type of standings heading into Saturday's games at that. Where there's a 0 and 3, a 3 and 0, and vice versa. But now we got to see an Ateneo win yesterday, which brings me to my next point, wherein they beat the Adamson Soaring Falcons 70-61. Their first win, significant win at that, for I mean since the preseason May. Yeah. Oh. So this actually itong to proved to me more that Adamson isn't really isn't really a Final Four contender, I would say. These are the games that make me um make me see na mas talented yung UST. Yung FEU ngayon medyo nagdadalawang isip na rin ako if they're gonna make Final Four. Pero Adamson getting this result in, I would say, a winnable game for them is something that they should be uh improving on. Like I said earlier, if you are one of the top teams, if you are one of the other teams, not UP and Lasal, you have to win these games. And they did not execute on that. Talking about Adamson. Okay. I would still say this Adamson team is still more talented, or at least um has more potential compared to that Ateneo team this season. And yeah, just didn't show because why? Because of they got a big win over, was it UE or FU last week, and now they come out that like this versus Ateneo, the lowest ranked team of season 87 at that. Looking at quarter scoring, Ateneo scored 17 points in the first quarter while Adamson only had 6. And from there they didn't look back anymore actually. Second quarter 14 all, third quarter 19 for Ateneo, 16 for Adamson, and fourth quarter 10 for Ateneo, 15 for Adamson. They got to get a fight in there late in the game, yung Adamson, but that's not gonna cut it if you are in PAP or in basketball in general. So Ateneo had their own caution, their own run early on in the game for them to have a better chance of winning this game down the stretch. Which is, yeah. And Chris Kuhn was back. Chris Kuhn was back in this game after that first game getting out of an injury against UP. Finished with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. I think he had 2 3-pointers. Oh, just one. Yeah, just 1 3-pointer. Yes, 2 of 5 from 3-pointer. Again, top scoring again, Sean Tuan, showing us and showing me na he can be able to score like this. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Up. And then, of course, Christian Porter as well, going up big as a rookie. 8 points, 10 rebounds, almost flirting with a double-double here. And yes, this is the type of next man up attitude this Ateneo team needs. You got Porter producing, Kun, Lazaro, Bongo, Bahay finishing with 2 out of 11. 5 points, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Jared Bahay with a with a plus 12. Is that? Yeah, overall, they're still not feeling the Shogun effect on their team. It's just like every time I see si Balogun get focused on the camera, parang he is being focused for a foul and his reaction is an out of this world reaction all freaking time. Parang hindi siya nag-commit ng foul on his own eyes. It's like, what? Come on, man. You have to admit at some point na that is a foul. Hindi lahat ng foul na tinawag sa'yo is shaky. So I don't know if this dude actually knows how to play basketball or knows the mechanics of the game because of how he's reacting to every call. Man, so just play basketball, dude, and be effective. Your team needs you at that. Come on, man. Okay. Talking about Adamson naman, their main guy on this game was pretty much Cedric Manzano. Toppings, top scoring with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists on 62% field goal shooting. That is his best. I mean, that is what we expect of Cedric Manzano here for this team. The leader at that. And but the problem is he can't do everything on his own. Up next, yung next leading scorer nila is already Joshua Yero and Eli Ramos with 6 points each. You can't finish the game with only one. Well, you can, but then again, kung isipin mo, kaya hirap itong Adamson. Okay, they scored 51 points on 35% field goal shooting. While Ateneo, 32% field goal shooting. Pero what's good here was that Ateneo had the lead early on. Ang naging problema lang dito was that Adamson made their shots late in the game na lang. Kaya they had a hard time. Mahirap talaga magabol. Mahirap talaga magabol in this game, in this league. Kaya kung sa dulo ka palang makakashoot and makakascore, it's gonna be tough to secure a win. Yun lang naman yun. Eli Ramos, Matt Erolon, who else? Mantua not producing here on this game shows um how much help is needed for this Adamson side. But then again, siguro nga, I would accredit that to Ateneo scouting in defending, yun nga, in defending Adamson scorers based from their defense. Hence, them not making their shots. Joshua Yero was 0 out of 3 from the field. Erolon was 2 out of 5. Mantua was 1 out of 4. Montebon was 1 out of 5. Forcing Montebon to attempt only 5 attempts from the field is something else. That's why they had a hard time this game. So talking about assists, Adamson only had 8 assists with 18 turnovers on this game. Ateneo had 16 assists with 10 turnovers only on this game. That's pretty much the discrepancy on the offense for this game. Talking about rebounding, Adamson had more rebounds with 46 total with only Ateneo's 35. So, yeah, it it was a give and take kind of game. Kasi if you consider the balance of the scoring late in the game and early, kaya medyo dumikit pa siya ng konti down the stretch with with Adamson actually coming as close as I think 5 or 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 points ganyan. Like 1 minute or so in the fourth quarter. Pero yeah, pretty much yun. Yun yung mga nakikita natin here. Kitevis Espinosa Bahay. So-so. Yeah, yung medyo nakita ko talaga may impact ngayon sa Ateneo is Tuano and Lazaro. Yes, at least these two are the some sort of consistent, at least offensively for Ateneo. And if they continue this, it's gonna be they're gonna give other teams a hard time. For Adamson, sobrang I still have yet to see for them to be a contender in my eyes. Medyo kulang talaga, at least in terms of producing output. Kasi kung pa isa-isa lang puputok dyan, again, as I mentioned, Joshua Guerrero may X factor for the season. He has to produce, he has to score if they want to give Adamson wins. Montebon has to be consistent each and every game because if he leads the team as a point guard, both in facilitating the offense and creating his own shots as well, that would be the counter for a Cedric Manzano inside. So, hindi pwedeng Cedric Manzano lang gagawa. Pwedeng si Montebon gagawa. It has to be a total team for Adamson this season. Same goes with Ateneo. We got to see okay, 11 points for Tuano. Up next was uh with Porter and Kun with 8 apiece. So in a way, this is I would call this balanced scoring still. So they have to. It's again, it's easier said than done. But this type of output production that these lower teams have to do, this should be done if they want to go into the postseason. Um, game in and game out. So yun lang. Congrats to Ateneo for getting their first win. UST now streaking, and again, I would still consider them as my one of my solid contenders for the Final Four now. They have to make Tongkara effective. Kaya he can't have an off night. That's it. He can't Mo Tongkara could not have an off night for this UST team. That's how valuable he is to them this season, and that's how effective he is to them this season. Kaya we have a lot to watch out for from this UST side, and I'm pretty sure some other players will also step up for them. For Ateneo and Adamson, so much more to be improved on. Kaya let's see what else is in store for these teams. Okay, so today it's Sunday. It's UP versus UE and LaSalle FEU. See you guys on the next episode. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe here on YouTube. If you want to donate, you may as well. Okay, so thank you so much. This has been Maroon Talk, State of the UAP. See you on the next one. Peace.